Guys, I just kind of nonchalant got on Raven's account and started playing with this pulse rifle. I wasn't expecting much. I knew it was a lightweight frame pulse rifle. Fellas, this has got to be one of the most powerful pulse rifles I've played with. I'm kind of shocked. Like, I normally look into the weapons, I see them, I look at the stats. In this situation, it was just a screenshot of his perks. And I knew it looked really good, but I didn't think it was this good. So I normally have, I guess, an air of enthusiasm about me. For me right now, guys, like I said, I'm just in pure shock of how good this weapon feels. If I can give you the best summed up explanation on what I'm talking about, the recoil of this pulse rifle is comparable to the recoil that you receive on PC. Now for my PC guys, this probably surprises you. Really, Cross? You're stating that a pulse rifle on console handles recoil similar to PC? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And its hit registration and hit boxes is out of this world. I killed so many people today behind walls. I hip fired a lot and it connected. Now I'm gonna dive into these rolls and these stats, but understand boys, there's just some weapons you come across that you know is just deadly. The last time I really felt this way about a pulse rifle wasn't Graviton Lance or Vigilance Wing. It's Clever Dragon. That's about the best pulse rifle I can compare this to. Different archetypes, I get it, but that dominance factor, the ability to just overpower your enemies in 1v1, regardless of whatever weapon they could be using. Chattering Bone has that. Guys, again, this is the Raid Pulse Rifle. Let's talk perks. Now again, intrinsically lightweight frame, superb handling, move faster with this weapon equipped. You definitely can tell right here. The clips toward the end of this video is with Ophidian aspects. I actually wanted to see how Ophidians would stack with this. The handling is just insane. The rest of this though is the gun's handling all on its own. As you can see, it's doing just fine. Barrel perk wise, we're looking at small bore. Magazine perk is ricochet rounds. I particularly like ricochet rounds, guys, for many of my weapons, because it has a secondary buff to range as well as stability. Now the trait on this weapon is rangefinder. Now rangefinder was a Destiny 1 perk brought to us now here in Forsaken. I don't think it's that common of a perk on our primary weapons. I don't come across rangefinder that often, but it increases its effective range and zoom magnification. It makes a big difference, guys, in extending that damage fall off. And the other trait is Headseeker. Not needed, but a nice little touch here to add some extra damage. Now I mentioned that the time to kill is 0.87 seconds. Really guys, you can kill anyone in damn near 2.5 bursts or 2.67 bursts. Only 8 of your bullets if they're crits, but that's on 200 health Guardians. Now the gun is hitting for 25 per crit and 16 per body. With Headseeker guys, it was actually throwing that damage up to 27 per crit at times. Now why do I feel like this pulse rifle is one of the most dominating pulses right now in the game? Its hit registration is out of this world. It's got a great time to kill. I know a lot of people are gonna jump up and say, well, what about the time to kill for our aggressive pulse rifles? You're right. Go figure, right side of Rome, they've got a better time to kill, but they're not nearly as forgiving as the lightweight frame pulse rifles. And to me, those pulses, just like Regis Claymore, is more of a laning weapon. When you start getting into areas like Nightshade, Darkest Before, you're messing with weapons that can lane, but they're dueling weapons. They allow you to push aggressively, to push corners aggressively, and to get into your enemies' faces. It also allows you to gun down people in those mid-range, but that's what pulse rifles are supposed to do. You know you're rocking something right when your pulse rifle guns down a sidearm in sidearm range. I knew Clever Dragon was nasty when it gunned down Last Word in Last Word range. So, I don't know what your plans are for this weekend. All I know is I gotta get my hands on this pulse rifle. It's deadly. It's scary. What's even more is this is probably not even the god roll. Some of you might have thought it was. Ricochet rounds, rangefinder, I really like those perks, but I really wouldn't have minded having full auto on that last trait. And a stability masterwork on top of that. This thing's just masterwork out for range, which you don't even need that because it's got rangefinder. So needless to say, this weapon can only get better. And not one armor perk here outside of an unflinching armor perk is being rocked here to aid this weapon. This is this gun and this gun all on its own. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it doesn't even have a mod on it. Fellas, this weapon is disgusting. It is the most consistent, deadliest pulse rifle I have yet to play with. So get your hands on it. Fellas, thank you so much for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.